Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian Dean from QuickSprout, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get your guest post published on elite blogs in your niche. So let's say that you wanted to publish your guest post at QuickSprout. Well, your first step would be to check out Neil's contact page. So click on the contact button. And you're doing this for two reasons. First, you want to check to see if they explicitly state that they don't accept guest posts, and I've seen that a lot on contact pages, so that's the first thing you want to do. So just look down the page and see if anywhere it says I do not accept any guest posts. So obviously you want to move on to the next elite blog in your niche if that's the case. Second, you want to look for any clues about the best way to approach that person, okay? And obviously Neil has an infographic about how much email he gets, so that suggests to me that I should make my message short and sweet. And actually, under the message area, he actually says, remember, short and sweet, please. So when you actually reach out to Neil or whatever blogger, make sure that your message is very brief and incorporate any clues about the best way to contact them from the contact page into your message. So once you've seen that, don't send them a message yet. Your next step is to see if they've already accepted guest posts. And I've found that sites that have already accepted guest posts are much more likely to be responsive to your pitch, okay? And to do that, just put site : and then the domain name, and then this search string, by guest author, or guest post, or by guest poster, and things like that, just to check if they've published guest posts in the past. And in the case of QuickSprout, he has published a few guest posts, okay? So that's a good thing to keep track of, because I've found that if they've never accepted a guest post, they're very, very unlikely to accept yours as the first, but you can, of course, still give it a try. So once you've established that they do accept guest posts, your next step is to see their best content. Okay, so you want to see the content that has performed best on their site, and the easiest way to do that is to use Moz's Open Site Explorer. So head over to Open Site Explorer and put in the homepage domain name here. So in this case, QuickSprout. Click on search. And that'll obviously show you just general information about the site, okay? But what we really want to do is click on the top pages tab. And what that's going to do is going to show you the pages that have the most authority, and also give you social share information here. And because this takes a while to run, I've actually already run it. So, what you want to do is basically scroll down and see which ones have the most page authority, which is this column here, and then which ones also have a lot of social shares. Okay, so those are good topics to keep track of, because that's how you're going to refine your pitch later on. Okay, so those are the things to keep an eye on. And you may actually want to look at the posts themselves. So in the case of how social media affects SEO, you might want to actually take a look at the post and see what it's all about, okay? And see if maybe it's out of date, or there's ways it can be improved upon or updated. So your next step is to use this tool called Blog Social Analyzer, okay? So just Google Blog Social Analyzer, and this is the first result that comes up. And then you want to put the RSS feed URL of your target into here. So we put QuickSprout/feed, okay? So that is the typical RSS feed URL for WordPress sites. So put that in there, domain name /feed, and then click go. And when you do that, it takes a while to run. You'll see his latest posts and which ones got the most social traction. Okay, so it obviously shows the homepage, but it shows all the different posts that they published recently and which ones have gotten the most traction on social media. And again, you can keep track of this data to use later. So once you've seen which types of posts or which topics tend to do well on the site, it's time to actually reach out. So head back to that contact page, and I've found that an email script similar to this tends to work really well. So what you do, obviously use the person's name, because these bloggers get a lot of spam, and one of the easiest ways to identify spam is just when it doesn't have the person's name in it. Start off with a brief compliment. So in this case, I said that QuickSprout was the bomb. And then what you want to do is say you found one of their other guest posts, because that gets into their head that yes, they accept guest posts, and this isn't a cold pitch. You've actually done some research and you've seen that he publishes guest posts. And then just say, like, it came into your head, you'd love to be their next guest author, okay? And then what you want to do is give them a list of topics, okay? But don't give a list of topics that are necessarily based on your expertise or what you're interested in. You want to give them topics that are based on what has performed well in the past. And that's why we looked at the content in Open Site Explorer and in the Blog Social Analyzer. So in this case, it came up with 3 topics that I would use if I was to pitch Neil based on what's done well on his site before. So he had a post about how resources for entrepreneurs that did well. He had a lot of stuff about growing a new blog, and he has a lot of content about infographics that has done well. Okay, so you could just do something about link building with infographics, or promoting infographics on social media or something like that. Okay, so the fact that you've done this research, this separates you immensely from the competition. And remember that when you're guest posting, the person is like, what's in it for me? And you're answering that topic because you're basically saying, I will give you a piece of content that's almost guaranteed to do well because in the past similar content has done well. So once you have your pitch, it's obviously time to write the post, and there's a lot more to it than that. I can't obviously show you in a video, but basically you want to write an outstanding post. Okay, so once you write your outstanding post, you want to send it to them in HTML, and that just makes their life a little bit easier. Okay, so when you're in WordPress and you're done with your post, your next step is to send it to them. So don't send it in a Word document or anything like that, because it makes their life a little harder, because then they have to adjust the settings and they have to adjust the layout in WordPress. So I usually send it in HTML. So just click on the text tab and then copy the entire document in HTML and open up a notepad file and then paste it into here. Okay, and that's important because when you send it to them in HTML, they can just literally copy it like this, paste it like this, and boom, it's done. So remember, these people are busy, so these little things do make a difference. And then one other little nice touch that has served me well is to save the file as the person's name or the site name. Okay, so a lot of people will save the file as the title of the post, but I like to do something like Quick Sprout guest post, right? So doesn't that look nice? Or, guest post for Neil, right? Doesn't that look a lot better than saying like entrepreneur tips? It's just those little things that just makes that person say, hey, this person really did just write this for me. This wasn't a guest post that they were, pimping around the web before they got to me. This is something that they wrote just for my site. So that's all there is to getting your guest post published on Elite Blogs. As you can see, doing a little bit of homework ahead of time can make a huge difference in how well your pitch is received. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.